Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's me again. It's Saturday. It's time for another dragging video. Let's get started. All of the locations are in Europe. I find that the European boutiques just get dragged the most. I'll be featuring more locations outside of Europe in future videos, but these ones just get dragged. Go watch the playlist of all of the dragging videos I filmed. So yeah, let's get started. We'll start off in Paris, of course, at the Fendi flagship on the Avenue Montaigne in Paris, France. This is from 3 months ago. Very bad experience. We went to the shop to get a refund. We bought something 10 minutes ago. The product was completely sealed because we didn't open it. They refused to refund us because they are a fancy brand that doesn't offer a refund. What on earth is this rule from? I have been in many countries. The first time I've been hearing of a ridiculous rule like this. Furthermore, the staff doesn't have a proper business card, which is super unprofessional. They literally said they are not directly managed by headquarters. Wow, what a proud answer. And you know what? France doesn't have these rules, but only Fendi themselves. We showed them the customs rules and they don't give an F. Please don't go here. Okay, first of all, boo-boo, you are bang out of order. Who told you to go to the Fendi flagship? By the way, this boutique on the Avenue Montaigne, as far as I'm aware from my research, this is the Fendi flagship boutique for France. So there is a boutique, there's this boutique on the Avenue Montaigne, there's a boutique on the Rue Saint-Honoré, there's a concession I believe in Le Bon Marché, I think there's also a concession in Galerie Lafayette or Printemps, one of the two. So they have a bunch of locations throughout the city, and I'm pretty sure there are other Fendis in France. They have to be. Fendi's a huge brand. You have absolutely no business, honey, going to the flagship Fendi boutique in France, buying something, 10 minutes later, putting your wig on and saying, hold on, wait, I'm going to go back there and get a refund. Okay, look, there are people who I think love the idea of going to Paris or London, okay, or Milan to go shopping at luxury brands, to feel special because they went to Europe to do luxury shopping, but they don't want to pay for it. They want to have that luxury experience, but they don't want to pay for it. And by that, what I mean is, she goes to Fendi, presumably had a good experience. It's all like packaged beautifully, it's wrapped beautifully, leaves with the shopping bags, and then after 10 minutes she comes back and says, oh, I'd like a refund because I've changed my mind. What happened in the 10 minutes before you leaving the store and before you paying? You wanted to feel special and different, and you wanted that luxury experience without paying for it. And these are the people that are ruining Paris, London, Milan, New York for the rest of us who do not live in these cities. There's no Fendi in South Africa. There's no Fendi in any African country. I think there is one Fendi in Morocco. So it's only in Morocco, and I believe it's a franchise. I don't think it's actually run by LVMH, but I might have to double check that. So there's no Fendi in sub-Saharan Africa. It's only in North Africa. So if you want to access Fendi, you have to go to Europe, okay, or the Middle East, okay? And these people are you're ruining it for everyone else. Like, what is the difference between you shopping and then 10 minutes later saying, you know what, I'm gonna go and return it? What happens in 10 minutes? In 10 minutes, what's the difference? People like this are bang out of order. She is bang out of order, and she's like, I do not work at Avenue Montaigne. I'll be like, let me stop you right there, honey. You're not getting a refund, okay? Take your Fendi baguette, take your peekaboo, take whatever it is that you bought, put your fur wig on, put your fur coat on, and you can leave the store. Bang, out of order. I do not agree with that. The next dragging review is from the Fendi Avenue Montaigne. I'm absolutely disgusted. This store was empty. They made us wait outside. After 20 minutes, a queue was forming, and we could see the SA said something to the security guard. The security guard then came out and summoned 2 women at the end of the line to come to the store. The women kindly questioned why they were let in first, and the security guard just held the door open and closed it on us. We left and went to Gucci, spent thousands, wanted to go back and Pretty Woman them, but it wasn't worth our time. Okay, first of all, that's wrong what happened to them, but I wanted to mention something which I've seen something like this happen. Where, and if I recall correctly, actually in my experience, this actually happened when I queued for the first time at the Champs-Elysees. Went to queue, and then in the queue, someone who was queuing was then like ushered to the front. that person is either known to the SA perhaps and maybe was too shy, because at the Champs-Elysees, if you have an essay, you don't have to queue. You go to the front of the boutique and you tell the security guard. Security guards at Champs do not speak English, so you just say it in French, like bonjour, bonjour, and then, you know, I have an appointment. J'ai un rendezvous. Okay, j'ai un rendezvous, and then your essay will be there waiting for you, right? Which means like I have an appointment, and that's what happened to me. I like got there, and then he was like, the essay was waiting for, he was coming, and I was like, oh, I have an appointment in French, and he's like, okay, cool. And then I walked in, it was fine. It is possible that those people that was summoned from the queue maybe were known to Fendi and had an appointment, or maybe the essay knew who they were, or they were celebrities or bloggers. Honey, look, I don't make the rules. I'm just trying to explain what is happening. By the way, tell me if you want to see this video that I was thinking about I might film, called like Paris luxury shopping, like lessons learned, like things to look out for if you're heading to Paris, like just generally speaking for any brand, like etiquette of shopping and like how to not get dragged. Let me know if you want to watch that video. I might film that. We left and went to Gucci, spent thousands. I mean, yeah, I mean, look, I'm sorry. I hope I'm not coming across very flippant, honey. I've got my Moschino Spring Summer 2023 t-shirt on, so I'm feeling myself. My husband just came in here now when I was feeling, and he was like, can I burst this bubble? Can I burst the heart? I was like, touch this heart. You're taking me to Moschino in Milan, Italy today. Okay, because he wants to pop it. But something which I have noticed is like, locations like this are making hundreds of thousands of euros a day. Hundreds and hundreds of thousands of euros a day. So you think like your purchase is like going to like make or break Fendi on the Avenue Montaigne in Paris, in France. You're sorely mistaken. And that's not to talk down on her. I'm not saying I am the special big person who spends millions of pounds a year. I'm not saying that at all. But if she thinks like, oh, I'm going to go there and Pretty Woman them, honey, you're going to go there and Pretty Woman them, they're going to sit there and laugh in your face. Like, once you've left, they're going to be like, ah, my God, you see her trying to Pretty Woman us, thinking she's Julia Roberts, honey. Ah, they're going to be like, girl, bye. Okay, like, it's not worth it, okay? I'm sorry that she had this experience. It doesn't sound particularly pleasant. But, you know, like, it is a flagship boutique. What have I told you guys about flagships? I've told you flagships in Europe are very difficult unless you're spending a lot of money and unless you're dressed a certain way. The next rag and review is of the boutique on Sloane Street for Chanel, for Big C, Sloane Street in London in the UK. We've been customers for a few years now. My husband was about to buy me a gift as a birthday present, but after being questioned by the security guard, and the security guard asked him, does he want to buy anything? And then the staff were telling him that what he was looking for is seasonal, so he decided to leave without a purchase. So according to what my husband said, he said, don't go to this boutique unless you want to have a horrible shopping experience. I've talked about this a few times, how I believe that Chanel and Louis Vuitton have this like anti-browsing strategy that they're doing at the moment. Some of you are like, oh, it's like a form of crowd control. It's not a form of crowd control. They actually, I think, like the idea of people queuing because it makes the brand look more desirable to other clients who might be walking on the street and all the rest of it. This is a form of like an anti-browsing strategy where the security guard themselves will ask you, you know, what are you looking for? Are you looking for anything specific? Do you want to buy, you know, anything specific today? And I believe that this is something which they're doing in order to kind of get rid of people who are browsing and who want to browse. This is the Chanel standalone boutique on Sloane Street, like I said, in London. So this is obviously going to be a very competitive store. This is the kind of location that's going to be doing hundreds of thousands of pounds, you know, a day, like selling things. So like, I know it sounds so harsh, and I hope that no one is upset, but like, they are really trying to get rid of people browsing. Now, the way this gentleman was treated is wrong because he wanted to buy something. They should have been like, okay, sure, would you like to come in? Oh, you're looking for something seasonal, but you know, we have some classics or we have this, but of course the classics are kind of being gate kept, you know, at the moment. So it's not a massive surprise to me that they're doing these types of things, because I think that I don't know. I just kind of feel like right now, like with luxury shopping, everything is about them gatekeeping things, and they want to also keep people who are browsing away. The next dragging review is of the Louis Vuitton in Rome, in Italy. This is, I think there are two. This is the one. It's called the Piazza. It's the location of Piazza di Spagna for Louis Vuitton in Rome. I walked into the store fully intending to purchase at least one bag from my wish list. I'm a regular LV customer who's bought many bags. Sadly, this is the first time I felt unwelcome at a luxury store. There were many essays near the door, but none greeted us and acted more friendly with people who walked in afterwards. It's not like we were poorly dressed. We were just wearing casual blouses and jeans. After getting tired of being ignored, I walked up to a board-looking essay and asked if they have my items in stock. I even showed her pictures on my phone with item numbers for reference. She didn't even bother glancing at the phone. She kept saying, out of stock, try again tomorrow. How do you know if something's out of stock if you don't bother looking? They didn't even have hard to get items. We walked across the street to YSL and Chanel and got better service. I'd rather pay more buying Louis Vuitton in America than buying Louis Vuitton in Rome. Okay, look, I've already given you my reactions, honey. Okay, how many mistakes is she gonna make? How many times do I need to say this? How many times, boo boo, do I have to tell everyone who watches this channel? You guys who watch the channel, you know better. She doesn't, so she should probably start watching this channel to know better. Casual blouses and jeans. I don't know. I didn't see your outfit. Rome, the hometown of Fendi. You know, come on now. This is the Louis Vuitton boutique in Rome, one of the two major ones, because I think there's some other concessions, but like this is, you know, Rome is Louis Vuitton's hometown, honey. Like I believe Valentino's also from Rome, right? You know, like people look amazing in Italy. Italy has given us some of the most iconic prêt-à-porter brands. For the love of God, I'm wearing a Moschino t-shirt, which is from Milan, honey. Versace, Prada, Bottega. I mean, people are gonna look really nice even when they're shopping at Louis Vuitton. Casual blouses and jeans, I don't know. You know, asking her if showing her pictures on your phone with the references. Come on, guys. I don't know how many times I need to say it. I don't even know. I'm telling you now, never, ever, ever show an essay in any boutique for any brand in Europe, a picture from your phone if you don't know that essay. If you know the essay, that's fine. And if it's your essay, perfect. If you're walking in to a standalone store, do not show them a picture from your phone. I think department stores might be okay, but standalone boutiques, do not show them, because the moment they see that picture, they're like, you're either a reseller or I can't upsell you other things and you don't have money to spend beyond this item, and they just lose interest in you and they want to focus on customers who are more profitable. Not saying that the way she was treated was right, but how many mistakes do you need to make at this point? Do you know what I mean? Okay, so this is the okay, right now this boutique here, I believe this is the Louis Vuitton. This is Louis Vuitton in Rome again. This is another location, though. This is the other location. Let me start by saying I've been to a lot of high-end brand stores, and when you're shopping, you go for the whole experience, attentiveness, and them offering you a drink, whether it's water, coffee, or champagne. Well, I spent 6,000 euros. I didn't receive the whole experience. She seemed like she was just trying to get us out of the store, then to upsell us. I got 2 shoes, a handbag, and my husband got a backpack. When I asked where the bathroom was, she said it's upstairs. I couldn't find it for 10 minutes since the door had no sign. It even looked like a staff door. Okay, well, I think that the essay is wrong here. Like, the client had money to spend. She was with her husband. A backpack. This is Louis Vuitton as well, as I said. A backpack, I think that is significant, and that is important. And I think, like, I don't know, I feel like with a backpack, like, you know, definitely a backpack, a bag, and shoes and stuff, like, they should have been treated better. So I'm with the client on that one. The next one is this is the other Louis Vuitton in Rome, I think it's called Piazza di Santo Lorenzo, I think. That's the location. The customer service was terrible. I spent a long time looking around without anyone helping me. I guess it might be because I was dressed like a tourist and not stylish. I'm used to how people in Seattle and San Francisco dress. Wealthy people dress poor. So fancy stores will help you out immediately because you could be a tech millionaire. Boo-boo, that is not how things work in Europe, honey. Let me stop you right there, okay? And you were taught how things work in Europe because you got ignored and dragged. Once I did manage to get an essay, the experience was great. The one-to-one service is really great. They offer you a drink. I ended up buying a handbag because it's a much better deal in America. This is a great example of the cultural misunderstandings that happen whenever we do these dragging videos. The reason why I tend to focus a lot outside of America is because a lot of you guys are Anglophones. The majority of you guys who watch my channel are Anglophones, but a lot of you are people who live in other parts of the world where cultural norms and culture dictates how things happen. I'm not American, okay? I've shopped in many American stores, and I found that shopping in America is very different to shopping in London or shopping in Paris or even shopping in Johannesburg. You know, for example, obviously being that I'm African, I'm more familiar with shopping in Johannesburg and shopping in Europe just because I'm more exposed to shopping in Europe, but I've shopped in the US many times. And something which I have noticed is definitely, like, in the US, people don't really like dress up. It's definitely a much more casual, like sportswear, like athleisure look, which is fine. And no one should be judged because, yeah, you could have millions in your account and look really casual, but at the same time, you could also have millions in your account and wear, you know, Brioni suits and wear, you know, Versace, you know, clothing and wear, you know, God knows what. So that's definitely something I noticed. Like, if I compare shopping in America to shopping in Europe, like American clients seem much more casual and relaxed in the way they dress. And I think that's absolutely fine. It's not a problem. And I think it's good that this review notices, like, okay, where this person is from in Seattle or in San Francisco, people are very casual and they're not ignored in luxury stores because they might be really wealthy but dressed casually. That is not how things work in Europe. That is not how things work in Europe at all. A lot of these great ready-to-wear brands are from Italy. They're from Rome, Milan, you know, different parts of Italy. And they take a lot of pride in the way that they look, and they take immense pride in looking very, very good, I must say. Even in this previous trip, like, people still make a huge effort in Paris. Like, people are not walking around in trackies, in joggers, looking really casual, in yoga joggers or yoga trackies. You know, people really do make an effort. Even for the Europeans watching, there'll be Europeans saying, oh, I don't wear monograms, or I don't like make a huge effort. But the European version of not making a huge effort is still someone looking really, really, really good, like their Sunday best, but maybe just a discreet version of it. Like, maybe they're wearing Max Mara or Loro Piana or Brunello Cucinelli or something like that, but they still look like absolutely amazing. So I think understanding the cultural differences helps you so much, and we'll talk about those cultural differences in that Paris luxury shopping tips video if you want to see it. Let me know if you'll watch that video, because I'll film it if you want me to, because, like, there is no culture that is wrong. It is not wrong to look casual going shopping. It is not wrong to wear a three-piece suit and a waistcoat to go shopping. In the old days, men did dress like that when they went to these high-end stores. So there's nothing wrong with it. But I will say, if you are going to Europe to shop and you're from a country in any part of the world that's much more casual, you need to be aware that you will be judged based on how you look, and the essays will make a judgment based on the time they want to give you. Make a little bit more of an effort. Glam up a little bit more. You will get way better treatment when you look much nicer in European stores, and that is something which I noticed. The next review is the Louis Vuitton in Cannes in France, and it says, I was a tourist from the UK. I visited this shop in October to buy a Matisse in canvas. The essay showed me the black Matisse in leather, as the canvas one wasn't in stock. I asked for a different color. She said it wasn't available. I spotted a brown Matisse on display. I don't know why she liked me, but the girl took no interest in serving me and just walked away after a while. I wish I took a photo of her. Well, can't take a photo of the essay now. That's a display bag. Maybe they can't sell it. I visited the Monaco Louis Vuitton. Excellent customer service, though they didn't have what I wanted. The essay found out it was available in Nice. I bought a scarf from them the next day. I went to Nice, I bought the handbag and the wallet. They were really nice. I spent over 3,000 euros. Now, who's the loser, me or the Cannes store? I just don't understand why this attitude is thrown upon the customers. Do we have to look like celebrities or something? This is the 2021 social media era, not the 1950s. You're in Cannes, honey. You're in Cannes, boo-boo. Might as well be the 1950s. I would not recommend this boutique at all. Okay, so a few things. It's more of the same of what we've talked about. This customer's British, but she mentions the county she's from in the UK, which is like a county from the countryside where people are probably a little bit more casual than people from, say, London. Like, Londoners make a massive effort. To all the Londoners watching, you know what time it is. Londoners make a huge effort to look really, really nice as well. I do think it is, just generally speaking, like a European thing, like to look really polished and look really nice. But this person said where they're from in the UK. I don't want to say it because it doesn't, like, I don't want to like blast this person all over the internet, but they're from like the countryside where maybe they're probably a little bit more casual. The essay walking away from her isn't right, but something I found shopping in France specifically is essays of making a decision in 5 seconds, literally 5 seconds, whether they're going to sell to you or not, or whether they're going to be tired of you to move on. You know, she said that she saw a brown colored Matisse on display. Well, it's a display bag. You shouldn't really be buying that anyway. And then she left. The essay left her, and the essay moved on. So the essay was tired because she felt like this person might not buy. I'm not saying it's right that the essay left her. Remember, we've talked about how essays now dump clients in the store. Literally, this happened in a previous dragging video. Someone got dumped at the Champs-Elysees. Now in Cannes, this client also got dumped. But at the same time, it's like, you got dumped, you know, you have to accept that you got dumped. And the essay's moved on from you. Essay's tired. And okay, you spent over 3,000 euros. Again, 3,000 euros is a lot of money. Is it a lot of money for the Cannes store? No. Okay? Don't moan and shout at me. I am just the messenger of the dragging reviews, and I just interpret it for all of you, and then you can disagree with me in the comments if you want. Is 3,000 euros going to make or break the Cannes Louis Vuitton? No, it's not. It's not going to make or break anything, because after this client left and went to Monaco and then went to Nice, and you'll note here in the review, the Monegasque boutique did not transfer the bag from Nice. They found out that it was in Nice. She still had to put her wig on, okay, get her suitcase together and go to Nice to get it. So of course they didn't transfer it because it's not an exotic bag. It's a canvas bag. And she says, who's the loser, you or the Cannes store? You're the loser whinging and moaning about it, because Cannes is not going to be affected. They will sell the Matisse that you want, or the other one, to someone else, or the one that she said that the one that she wanted wasn't there. They will still sell it anyway. You know, I think sometimes people don't understand. It's like, they're going to sell that bag anyway. Okay? Like, I'm not saying it's right, but I'm just saying it is a reality. The next one is a French review from a French client, and I love these reviews. I'll be featuring more of the French language reviews because they drag them so freaking hard. It's translated, okay? I don't usually, of the Cannes boutique of Louis Vuitton, I don't usually leave bad comments. I also work in the luxury industry. I know we have bad days. However, I think we need to leave our problems from work outside of work. I don't know if I was judged physically because I was dressed in sportswear, or judged because of my purchase, which wasn't a lot of money and maybe did make him a lot of commission. But it would have been nice to get a smile and to say, good day, like bonne journée, whatever. I therefore don't thank the essay's name. And I had a really good time with another essay. Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know what people expect from some of these places. Like, the essay does not care that you're upset. The essay just literally doesn't care. And I do think that, like, particularly in France, like, they really do judge how much you spend, like, in one transaction, and they really look at that. The next dragging review is also from Cannes for Louis Vuitton, and it's a French review from a French client, so it's translated. I came here to buy the Matisse bag for my wife. What's going on with the Matisse? The Matisse getting people drag. While she looked at the bag, I asked the I asked the attendant who was in charge of the door, can I go to the toilet? The answer was, you can go next door, you can have a coffee, go to the toilet there. Across the boulevard, there are also other public toilets. I was stunned by this response. I then asked the essay who was helping my wife. She was very blasé, she had no reaction. My wife is a loyal client. We put the bag down, we didn't buy, and we left. We also notified Louis Vuitton customer service. It was a man. I'm sorry, but this is like a classic example of why people's expectations are just ridiculous and stupid. So you didn't even buy the bag. So what they feel like is you were just a time waster anyway. They're probably testing to see, has this person bought the bag yet before we let them go to the loo? Yes or no? Generally speaking, I would advise you to go to, like obviously before you go shopping, if you're going to like this standalone stores, go to the toilet before going shopping. Like go to the toilet. Like I don't understand like how people, you know, like don't organize themselves. When you have to go, you have to go. At the Dior Avenue Montaigne, they have toilets. They're very, very, very sleek, beautiful looking toilets. They have them, obviously because they have the Dior Cafe and they have the Monsieur Dior restaurant, and you can absolutely use them, but they are for clients, like it's hidden away. It's not obvious. Like when I was trying on the sunglasses and buying them, I did ask the SA, can I go to the toilet please? And she was like, yes, of course. And she took me, and you wouldn't have known that it was like the door to go towards the toilet because it's like hidden, you know. So they don't just want people, you know, random people walking in being like, hello, can I go to the toilet? Well, no, you can't go to the toilet if you're not a paying client. I mean, I don't really see what's anything wrong with that. And then you're gonna be like, oh, well, he was there with his wife. Well, they didn't buy anything. They were moaning about going to the toilet, and then he didn't even buy the Matisse. I guarantee you, had they bought the Matisse, they would have allowed them to use the toilet. I don't think it's wrong for them to be like, to be kind of wary. Like, who are you? Why you haven't even bought anything yet? I don't know, guys. I'm just kind of harsh. The next dragging review is from the Louis Vuitton Champs-Élysées boutique in Paris in France. This wasn't a good experience. I had to wait a long time and the SAs wouldn't even look at me. This is from a while ago though. I was sent to different floors, but it took almost 2 hours to buy a bag. My husband was really tired and mad. The SA wasn't friendly and their English wasn't good for a luxury store. If you want to buy something in the store, go with a lot of patience, and speaking French is highly recommended. Now, to be fair, this is a review from 2020, but I want to mention something. I do think that there are changes because now, after you queue at Louis Vuitton, after you queue basically, you queue, you get there, and then there's a greeter now because they have that like anti-browsing strategy because they want to give every single client one-to-one service, and then the greeter will ask you bonjour, whatever, French or English, whatever, and then what are you looking for? And then you'll be like, hello, I'd like to buy, you know, this, or I'm looking to buy this, or I'm looking to buy this, and then that greeter pairs you with an SA. So there have been changes since this last time, and pretty much every single SA in every single high-end luxury store is an English speaker now. They're bilingual in French and English. There'll be Spanish-speaking SAs, there are Italian-speaking SAs, there are Mandarin-speaking SAs, Japanese-speaking SAs, Russian-speaking SAs. There are lots of SAs who speak all kinds of languages, so there's nothing to worry about with language. Some of you were like, should I speak Spanish in Paris? You don't need to speak Spanish in Paris at all because literally, well, no, you don't need to speak Spanish to a luxury SA in any luxury brand because they will be fluent English speakers. However, maybe if you're going to the south of France, maybe if you are a Spanish speaker and you can just say bonjour first and then be like, you know, habla español, sí, or whatever, and then just wait for them to respond, because obviously in the south of France and other parts of France, like there will be French people who do maybe have a better command of Spanish. I mean, obviously France and Spain do border each other, so it's not far-fetched. Same thing, like if I was to go to Spain, like maybe there would be like some Spanish people, like if I go to a shop, I'd be like, hola, hola, and then maybe ask them if they speak French. It wouldn't be far-fetched to meet some Spanish people who maybe do have a little bit of French knowledge. It's not far-fetched at all. But definitely in Paris, you wouldn't need to do that. Like all of the luxury SAs in high-end boutiques are English speakers. It's just a question of just being polite. Just say bonjour, okay? Just say bonjour, bonjour, start speaking English. You don't even need to ask them, do you speak English? All of them now are fluent English speakers for sure. It was not the case 5, 6, 7 years ago. Definitely wasn't the case when I was living in Paris, when I was a young exchange student. No one was speaking English, boo-boo, but now people are, and that's a good thing. This is another review of the Louis Vuitton boutique on the Champs-Élysées. We arrived today with the hope of buying a Never Fall. We were met with a small line. The line moved quickly. We walked in. We looked around. waiting for an essay to approach us. Again, this seems like it was before this whole greeter system, which is there now. We were told there are 2 customers ahead of us, we could wait at the counter. After 30 minutes of waiting, we went out and we left the store. I was super disappointed. No one should have to wait 45 minutes just to hand over $1,200 for a handbag. $1,200? Not these days. This will be the last time I shop at Louvre. In fact, I'm going to go to Hermes today. In fact, I went to Hermes, so I spent that money where I was met with polite and attentive service. Okay, but you didn't get a handbag from Hermes. You didn't get a handbag from Big H, people. That was $1,200, okay? And not without a leather appointment, okay? And not without bait, okay? I'm just saying. The final dragging review is of the Louis Vuitton boutique on the Champs-Élysées. Okay, of the Louis Vuitton boutique on the Champs-Élysées, I was just double checking there's something. First time visiting in France, I decided to treat myself. I waited in the queue for 20 to 25 minutes. The majority of items I wanted were sold out. I made a purchase. It was the first time traveling, so I didn't know about the tax-free situation with an American passport. I paid the tax, was told to come back with a passport. When I did, the store was closed. When I tried to get the tax back, I was stopped at Global Blue. They informed me they would stamp my receipt, but just contact Louis Vuitton and I can submit my request by mail. Global Blue were lying to you, sweetheart. I contacted Louis Vuitton, they refused to assist me. The SA was very, the representative, like a customer service, was very condescending. I was completely shocked as Louis Vuitton prized themselves with customer service. Not to mention the store experience, but if you aren't making multiple pricey purchases, there's a huge lack of attention and assistance, but hey, I guess that's how they make money. Okay, well, first of all, it's just still your fault, okay? Look, guys, I'm sorry. Guys, I'm sorry. It is not Louis Vuitton's job to kind of get you on game on how the tax refund works. It is your job to know the stuff before. Let's just be very clear. If you are heading not just to Paris, if you're going shopping in Berlin, in Amsterdam, in Geneva, in any city in the Schengen area, like the member states of the Schengen zone, you need to number one, have your passport with you when you make the request. After you've told the SA you want to buy things, some SAs will ask you, would you like the tax refund? Some won't ask you, okay? I was asked every time if I wanted the tax refund, okay? But some will forget and might not ask you. Then you'd be like, after you've decided on the items, before you go to pay, by the way, I want the tax refund. Okay, cool. Do you have your passport? Yes, here's my passport. You give them your passport, okay? It's that simple. You should never, ever buy anything to get the VAT refund and agree to the BS that this person was told about Global Blue, and Global Blue saying, oh, we'll stamp your receipt, just contact Louis Vuitton. Louis Vuitton is not going to waste time trying to help you get your VAT refund. Trust me, they're not going to waste time, as you can see here from this person. I'm not saying it's right, but you as the traveler need to know this tea, and you are the one who needs to know. I'm sorry, this is stuff that is easily Googleable. It is literally on the internet for free. You do not need to pay. You don't need to pay anything. It is on the internet for free. It takes 2 seconds to Google the information. Do not, I repeat this again, you're going shopping in Europe, you must have your passport with you if you plan to claim the VAT refund. Okay? Are we clear? Are we Gucci? Okay, good. I'd love to know what you guys think about all of these dragging reviews. Honestly, the girls are annoying me today. I had to drag a lot of the girls in the reviews today because people are not using common sense. Use common sense. It is not Louis Vuitton's job to chase up after your refund because you were, not clever enough to take your passport with you. I never felt unsafe walking around with my passport shopping the first time, even though I messed up the VAT refund the first time because we were so late going to the airport, and this time when I was successful and I got all of my payments as well, so I'm very happy about that. So I never felt unsafe walking around, but also use common sense. Even if lots of people carry designer bags there, it's fine, no one cares. Use common sense, have a crossbody bag. I feel like shoulder bags are probably not a good idea, just like for safety, because I feel like a shoulder bag is probably easier for someone to maybe put their hand in your shoulder bag. So maybe a bag like the baguette is probably would not be the first choice for walking around, doing a lot of shopping maybe on the Avenue Montaigne or the Rue Saint-Honoré, in Paris, or maybe if you're going to Berlin, on the Kurfürstendamm avenue where a lot of the luxury boutiques are. But a bag that you can crossbody would be perfect because it's crossbodied, it's literally on your person. No one can snatch that bag from you. It's literally on you, So again, I'm struggling to feel sorry for people who are not using common sense. Like, use common sense. Like, it's not hard for people to use common sense, and it's not, I'm sorry, it is not Louis Vuitton's job to organize your trip for you, sweetheart. You need to be the one who organizes your stuff. Guess what, honey? I have organized some things for you. I have explained the Paris VAT refund on my blog. It's linked below. I'll add a link to the article on the Paris VAT refund and how to do it and how to do it safely. So don't forget that not every single essay will remember to tell you. Some essays will remember, others will not, and they'll forget. Do not allow anyone to tell you, yeah, you can pay and then you can sort it out later. A lot of dragging reviews, that happens, and then they never get their money back. You can, if you forget your passport, go back to the hotel, get your passport, come back to the store and do the shopping that you need to do, okay? It's really, really, really important. I don't want anyone to get dragged or anything else. Another huge theme in today's dragging reviews is the way people are dressing. Guys, I don't know how many times I need to say this, but for the love of God, please dress nicely going shopping in the European cities. Let's just quickly go through it one more time. Paris, London, Geneva, Amsterdam, Berlin, Milan, Rome, Madrid, all of the major European cities, people look really, really nice. Even if there are going to be some Europeans saying, oh, I don't really dress, I don't really look nice, and then eventually someone will be like, oh, but I wear Max Mara clothing, or I wear Loro Piana, you look nice. Okay, if you're wearing a Bottega, jumper, you're someone who's well dressed, you look nice. If you're wearing, self-portrait clothing, you look nice, boo-boo. It doesn't have to be super expensive ready to wear either. It doesn't have to have monograms or logos. It can be very minimalistic and very discreet and very elegant. I'm not saying I wear a ball gown every single day, because I don't, but definitely when I went shopping in Europe this previous time, I made way more of an effort and I got much better treatment as well, because I think that I looked much nicer. I was wearing designer sunglasses, I was wearing my Versace sunglasses, I bought the Dior ones, I was wearing my Louis earrings, I was wearing my Versace jeans couture top. Now I have this Moschino Spring Summer 2023 t-shirt. I'll be wearing this as well on my European trips as well. My husband just thinks it's hysterical. He's like, you're not wearing that out. I'm like, you gotta believe I'm wearing this out. Okay? I'd love to know what you guys think about this. Dressing nicely is important. I can't wait to go to America at some point this year and do a contrast between luxury shopping experiences in America compared to luxury shopping experiences in Europe. That will be very interesting as well. I'd love to know what you think about everything. Please consider subscribing, like, comment, share. You can go read about the VAT refund on my blog. Go join my group. It's really, really fun. I'd love to see that. What do you guys think about the people forgetting to bring their passports? I still think that they're wrong. And what do you think about people getting dragged because of how they look and not looking nice and stuff? What are your thoughts? I'd love to know. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you very soon in my next video.